1 a.m. Every single night. Like something had set an alarm. Will and his friends had been hearing it for days. The same sounds, the same time, crawling out of the same part of the apartment. Tonight they decided to stop ignoring it and start chasing it. That was their first mistake. Watch what happens when they actually find it.
Alright guys, it's about 1 o'clock. This has been happening every night. About this time we hear a noise. Not really sure what it is, but it's starting to freak us out. See if we can maybe get it on film. You hear that?
What is that?
Oh, that was a noise.
I'll look over here. I don't hear it anymore. James Closet. I think it stopped. Oh my God!
The sound pulled them right to that spot, and the second they arrived, silence. Like it was waiting for them. Then the objects flew, no one near them, no vibration, no draft, no explanation. They ran, and they didn't go back that night. Some sounds in the dark aren't asking to be found. They're asking you to come closer. He thought it was a game. A man in Germany, home alone, decides to mess around with a Ouija board for the thrill of it. Nothing happens. He laughs it off and goes to bed. But days later, the house starts answering back. Sounds in the walls at night, cold that doesn't make sense. And then one evening, a loud creak rips through the hallway, and he grabs his phone. He had no idea what he was about to catch on camera.
Leute, ich schwöre euch bei Gott, diese Tür von dieser Uhr, ne? Die ist eben einfach aufgegangen. Ich wollte mich gerade schlafen legen, auf einmal ist die aufgegangen. Die ganzen Tage ist die nicht aufgegangen und jetzt gerade hat die sich einfach geöffnet, Digga. Bro, ich kack mir in die Hose fast. Wenn hier irgendwas in diesem Raum ist, dann macht diese Tür auf. Wenn hier irgendein Geist oder so drin ist und du mich hören kannst, dann mach diese Tür auf. Bro, ich schwöre bei Gott, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter, hier ist keine Schnur oder so, nicht, dass ihr denkt, ich verarsche euch, Bruder. Guck mal. Guck mal. Hier ist keine Schnur, nix, ich schwöre auf meine Mutter. Gar nichts. Bro. Bruder. Hilfe. Ich hab Gänsehaut, Bruder. Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper. Gänsehaut am ganzen Körper. Ich schwöre meine Mutter, guck. Oh mein Gott.
That door swung open on its own, and those hands weren't dropped. They were ripped out and hurled across the floor. He didn't wait around for an encore. He dragged the board and the clock outside at first light and burned both of them to ash.
Ouija Boards genau hier. Diese Ouija Boards genau hier dran.
But he told people afterward, the fear never fully left. Some doors, once opened, don't close just because you burned the key. March 22nd, 2026. A quiet church in Greensboro, North Carolina. Candles lit, prayers whispered. A woman named Sandy had just arrived and taken her seat, completely unaware of what was about to unfold. Within minutes, something in that room shifted. She felt it before she heard it. So she did the only thing she could think of. She hit record. Watch closely. A man nearby suddenly starts screaming in a deep, unnatural voice, mixed with aggressive hissing. No one runs. The people around him just close their eyes and pray harder. When holy water is poured on him, his body reacts instantly and violently. Sandy has seen enough. She bolts out of that room to find help. But no one believes a word she's saying, not until she shoves the phone in their face. The moment they see the footage, everything changes. Seconds later, an officer and a priest are moving fast. They're heading back in.
But when I saw this man in torment, I knew that I had to sit down and pray for him too. You know that they can become very violent. This was actually going on for about 15 minutes or so. So I ended up leaving to go to the office so that they can get the priest to come, but the office was closed. At our church, there's a school that's attached, and there just so happened to be a teacher there. And I started to tell him, like, hey, how can we get a priest over here? And I was trying to tell her what's going on, and when I told her, she was like I don't think she believed me, to be honest with you. And she said, okay, you need to go down to the office and you need to tell the officer, and they'll get in contact with the priest. And I said, okay. So I ended up going into the school, and the officer was right there. And I walked up to them and I told him, I said, there's a man that needs help. He's demon possessed. At least that's what it looks like to me. And I don't think they believed me either until I showed them the footage. And that's when they were like, whoa. So back I went and continued to pray. And literally moments later, the officer came, and then the priest showed up.
Was this a genuine possession, or a man in the grip of something medical, something the church misread? Nobody inside that building seemed to think so. They dealt with this before. They knew exactly what to do. Whatever the truth is, Sandy walked out of that church a completely different person. And after seeing that footage, you might understand why. This school already had a reputation. Items vanishing overnight, staff refusing late shifts, whispers carrying through hallways with no one there to make them. Manuel and his partner were assigned to keep watch through the night. By 2 a.m., the building was quiet, until a sound echoed from the far end of the corridor. Something in that hallway was already awake. Take a look.
Che, boludo, ¿escuchaste eso? Claudio. Shh, ¿escuchaste eso, boludo?
¿Qué?
Allá en el aula hay como un ruido, boludo.
Nada, boludo.
Pero vamos, porque si Pai dijo que firmemos, boludo. Si no vamos después, Pai, si Servino nos va a sacar el cuero, boludo. Vamos a ver qué onda, un toque. Vamos un toque, boludo, dale.
¿Qué onda, boludo? Hace un frío acá afuera.
Sí, boludo, hace un resfrío. Pero acá parece que hace más frío, porque dice que cuando hace frío que es por algo, digamos.
¿Dónde escuchas, boludo? Acá hay ruido en toda la escuela.
Pero sí, boludo, ¿no escuchaste? ¿Ves escuchar? ¿Escuchás, boludo? ¿No escuchás?
Nada, boludo. A ver, ah, pensé que... Ah, hay como una cortina ahí.
Sí.
¿Dónde escuchaste, boludo?
Sí, boludo, para mí que por allá. O ahí, no sé. Mira, ve.
¿Dónde, boludo?
Por acá era. No, boludo, ¿viste eso? Ah, boludo. Aguantá, boludo, aguantá.
A chair, dragged across the floor by nothing. When you see a trained security guard freeze solid, you understand exactly how real that moment felt. Manuel got out of that building, but whatever was roaming those halls didn't stay behind. The disturbances followed him, straight out the front door and all the way home. She found it at a thrift store, restored it herself, hung it on her wall, just an old mirror, harmless enough. But then the glimpses started, things appearing in the reflection that weren't in the room. She told herself it was nothing, so she set up her camera to prove it. She panned back and forth, mirror, room, mirror, room. She told her followers to watch carefully and let her know if they spotted anything. They did. Watch the reflection. Don't blink.
So this is an old mirror that I upcycled, and I swear that sometimes you can see stuff in the background of the mirror that isn't actually there in real life. So I'm just gonna do a couple back and forths, but I'm curious to see if anyone sees anything that maybe I didn't catch. So here we go. Here's the mirror. Okay, so that's the background. And once again, my apartment. All right, comment if you see anything that's out of place.
Right there in the reflection, a doll on the couch. She turns around. Nothing. Empty. Mirrors have carried a specific kind of dread across every culture for centuries. Maybe that's not superstition. Maybe some objects hold on to something long after they leave the hands that own them. What did you see? Drop it in the comments. It started the way it always does. Small, easy to dismiss, items slightly out of place, shadows shifting where nothing was moving. Then scratches started appearing on his skin, while he was completely alone in a locked room. Then came the pushing, something shoving him from behind with no one there. And then the voices began. He started recording everything. What you're about to hear will get under your skin.
Hey. I'm here.
Right, so see, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's in this back room, in the cave. And I'm closing up and I heard this. Nobody's in. See the cameras. Nobody's up in there. I think this door, the last time, there's nobody up in here. Nobody. Oh, look, I'm hearing voices again. Yo, y'all heard that, right? Yo, man, I'm freaking out. Hello? Oh, no. No. That sounded like it was literally in my ear, dude. See, look, nobody is here. Nobody's here. Oh my God, dude, it sounded like something was behind me. Hello? Okay, I'm done with this. You need to leave. Oh my, dude, you guys hear that, right? You guys hear it? I'm not tripping.
Faint whispers can be heard. He pans the room, completely empty. The voice comes again, closer this time. Those whispers get louder, and then a shadowy shape flickers at the edge of the frame, gone the second he turns toward it. This has been building for weeks, and tonight it's decided to stop hiding, because what comes next isn't a sound or a shadow, it's contact.
Oh, nope, I just got touched. Nope. Okay, so I'm here at work. Bro, I'm telling you, you heard that, right? I'm closing, and I'm like hearing stuff, bruh. I'm like closing right now, and I'm hearing, bruh, come on, man. Nobody's in here. I'm literally closing. Yo. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but it's been like really active here lately. Just wanted to show you guys. There's nobody in the store but me.
Something physically touches him on camera. He recoils, visibly shaken. He held his ground. He got out. He thought it was over. But days later, he came forward again. And what he revealed next is the part that changes everything.
Shit. Leave. Oh, go. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Get out of here. Oh. Leave. Shh. Ooh, dude, I'm hearing shit. No. Okay, you just go. Just get out. Leave. Oh, God damn it. See, I got touched by that thing. I'm just letting you go. There's nobody in the store. See, I'm doing what you guys want, and then I'm hearing there's shit going on everywhere, dude.
This thing didn't haunt the building. It was never attached to the building. It was attached to him.
I lay down, and these damn lights won't stop going on and off. And I'm the only one here currently, and all my damn cabinets are open. And my remote for the lights are over there. And they just won't turn off. Yo, what the f is that?
Lights strobing, cabinets thrown open, the remote untouched. Same energy, new location, a haunting. You can leave. You pack up, you move out, you put distance between yourself and the place. But an attachment? That travels with you, into every room, every city, every place you try to start over. He hasn't been the same since, and honestly, after watching this, neither will you. Michael and his teenage son had been living with it for months. Noises bleeding through the walls at night, lights flickering for no reason, rooms dropping to ice cold with no vents, no drafts, no explanation. But it was always the basement that felt different, like something down there already knew when they were standing at the door. One night, they made a decision they probably regret. They went down to face it. Watch what they found.
Hold on, man. Take your time. Did you hear that? It's down here. We got it. You smell that?
Oh, it smells like shit, bro.
Anything?
There's a bunch of broken glass everywhere.
Okay, we're gonna go. You go this way too. Stay close to me. Dude, stop, stay by me. It was glass. Don't move.
Watch your foot.
I know. God, you smell that. Did you fart?
It's super cold down here, too.
It's winter time.
Oh, yeah,
Cover, stop. Alright, we're gonna make a run for it.
If it traps us, you're dying first.
It's gonna just go shit. Hold on. Oh, shit, good. Oh, God, what? No. We gotta get out of it. What are we gonna do? No, stop, man.
You locked us in.
I gotta go.
You locked us in.
No. We make a break. There's nothing there. Stay by me. Stay right behind me. This is a bad idea. Just chill out. Oh shit, it's still there.
Why is it so...
What are we gonna do?
The smell hit them first, then the cold, then that shape in the corner, standing perfectly still, blending into the dark, but aware, completely aware. They ran and they got out. But here's the thing about something that lives inside your house. At the end of the night, you still have to go back in. Melbourne, Australia, late night. Amber and her friend Tiana are parked up, eating, completely relaxed. Then Amber glances toward the back of the car, and everything stops. A figure is approaching from the dark. The way it moves isn't right. Nothing about this is right. Watch the moment it reaches the window.
Hi. Oh my God, Tiana, go. Oh my God. Tiana. It's okay, honey. Tiana. Oh my God.
Blank face, dead eyes, pulling at that handle like she didn't understand why it wasn't opening. Amber said in that moment the woman looked like something straight out of a horror film. Later, locals came forward. The same figure had been seen at multiple parking lots across the area. Same behavior, same hours. Nobody knows who she is or what she wants. Lock your doors. Every single time. No exceptions. This one is short, but don't let that fool you. He's sitting completely still, and the doorknob behind him starts rattling like something on the other side is desperate to get through. No wind, no pipes, no one in the hallway.
This has been happening ever since we've moved in. This has been happening. It's a brand new building. I don't get it. Happens that often, the handle is even loose. Really fed up with this. It's all the time at the moment.
And the worst part? This isn't the first time. Brand new building, fresh walls, never lived in before. So what exactly moved in ahead of him? He's filed complaints, asked questions, got zero answers, and every night that handle keeps shaking, like something on the other side is running out of patience. We saved this one for last, and you'll understand why. Peru, deep night. A police officer on routine patrol gets a call, a panicked voice barely holding together, saying something is wandering the beach, something that shouldn't be there. They drive out. The beach is completely deserted, pitch black, freezing cold, nothing but the sound of waves. Then the screaming starts. The officer steps out, torch in hand, and points it down the shoreline. Watch what's standing there.
Se escuchan unos gritos. ¿O por qué esa vaina? Los gritos, se siguen escuchando los gritos. En el fondo, ¿no? Hay una persona abajo. Voy a identificarla.
Anda, ¿qué es esa bobada?
A Pili subió en el cholo.
A ver.
A ver, si no sabemos si es la llorona o el llorón. Pero. O una llorona cruzada con llorón, pero grita y grita, pues no sabemos qué. Se la procede a identificar. Está metiendo al.
Oh, señor, identifíquese. Señor. Identifíquese, señor.
¿Están escuchando, compañeros?
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Copiando.
Señor, identifíquese. Señor. Señor. Identifíquese, señor.
¿Están escuchando, compañeros?
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
Copiando.
Señor, identifíquese. Señor.
White, semi-transparent, the shape of a woman, standing alone at the water's edge in the dead of night. And then, nothing. No footprints, no trail, just two officers standing on an empty beach with no explanation for what they just saw. Whatever it was, it didn't want to be followed. And for once, that might be the one warning worth listening to.
On February 25th, 2025, a man named Tabo shared something his grandmother had recorded, a moment involving her and a friend, the kind of footage that makes you lean closer to the screen and then immediately wish you hadn't. Watch.
God, be careful, Bab.
It was a Tuesday afternoon, a family gathering. A shadow appeared behind the sheer curtains right at the window. Not on the street, not in a neighboring building, directly against the glass. The two women backed away instinctively, certain they were looking at a person trying to get inside. But what happened next is the part that nobody has been able to walk away from. Watch this.
Oh God, be careful, Bab.
Oh my God.
They pulled the curtain back to confront whoever was standing there, and there was nothing. No one. The space behind that window was completely empty. According to Tabo, that's exactly what makes this different from a simple case of mistaken identity. It wasn't that they misjudged a shadow or got spooked by a trick of the light. Something had been there, visibly, unmistakably there, and then in the time it took to pull back a curtain, it was gone. No footsteps retreating, no one running off, just absence where presence had been seconds earlier. It's been over a year since this was first posted, and in that time, no one has come up with an explanation that actually holds up. So I'll ask you the same thing everyone's been asking since. What was standing at that window? This photograph was taken outside the National Palace of Guatemala during a religious procession. The person who captured it was simply documenting the event: crowds, ceremony, an ordinary afternoon. It wasn't until they got home and quietly scrolled through their gallery that they noticed what the camera had picked up in the background. And once they saw it, they couldn't look at the image the same way again. In one of the upper windows, partly framed between the columns, something is looking out. Pale, shaped enough to read as a face, described by many as an angelic or ghostly presence peering from the darkness inside the building. The National Palace carries centuries of history and no shortage of difficult chapters embedded in those walls. The photo lost some quality when it was shared, but the silhouette is there. Whether the building's past has anything to do with what's in that window, that's yours to decide. Leave your theory in the comments. At approximately 11:40 p.m. on a Sunday, security cameras were running inside a hospital dialysis clinic. 2 nurses on the night shift were finishing up, 1 patient remaining, almost ready to go home. One of the nurses, Josephine, mentioned that rummaging sounds from nearby trash cans had been pulling their attention, apparently something that happened regularly at that hour, routine enough to ignore. What happened the moment both nurses stepped out of the room at the same time was not routine at all. The patient in the wheelchair, calm just seconds earlier, suddenly covered her face and screamed. Josephine said afterward that the woman described seeing a disfigured figure walking directly toward her. The camera shows nobody near her, but if you look at the reflection in the TV screen visible in the background, something is there. A dark shape appearing in the reflection, and then in the space of a few seconds, repositioning itself to directly behind the woman before disappearing. Alone in that room for only a matter of seconds, a scream triggered by something she described seeing approach her with intention, and in the TV reflection, a shape that appears, moves closer to her, and vanishes. The nurses found nothing when they came back in. The patient's reaction is not ambiguous. That is not confusion or discomfort. That is someone confronted by something that terrified them completely. Whether what showed up in that reflection was the cause of it, or whether something else entirely was in that room, nobody who has shared this footage has been willing to say definitively. The final call is yours. Drop it in the comments. This next story belongs to a woman named Giselle Duran, and it ends with her fleeing her own apartment in the middle of the night. When people first came across this footage, the reaction was almost universal confusion. Giselle was crying, not a little, completely breaking down, the kind of crying that makes you stop scrolling and actually pay attention. For months leading up to this, Giselle had been quietly uploading clips from her home security camera, mostly footage of her living room. But scattered through those uploads is a pattern, and once you see it laid out, it's hard to look away. What you're about to watch is genuinely unsettling. It started in late March 2026. Giselle was home alone, doing laundry, going about a completely normal evening, and then, without warning, this happened. At the time, it didn't seem like much, just one strange moment, easy to brush off. But looking back, this was the first sign, the very beginning of something that wouldn't stay isolated. Giselle chalked the flying phone up to a fluke, a weird one-time thing. She moved on, until it happened again, and this time there was no convincing herself it was nothing. On March 28, 2026, she captured this. This is the moment everything changed for her. Watch closely. She walks over and switches off the living room lights, and they come back on. Not flickering, not a delay, they turn back on, as if something reached over and flipped the switch the moment she walked away. Now hold that next to the phone incident from days earlier. Suddenly random doesn't feel like the right word anymore. If everything up to this point still felt survivable, April 2, 2026 is where it stopped being something she could rationalize. Giselle was in her closet, just tying her shoelace, about as ordinary a moment as it gets. Watch what happens. At normal speed, you might miss it entirely, but slow it down, rewind it, watch it frame by frame, and there it is. A bag sitting on the table starts moving on its own. No draft, no vibration, nothing nearby that could explain it. It shifts like something just picked it up and set it back down. And that's not even the part that made Giselle react the way she did. Watch her in that moment. Something touches her. Something she can't see, and neither can we, but her body reacts to it instantly. That's the moment this stopped being about objects moving in the background. That's the moment it became personal. By this point, Giselle had reached a conclusion she couldn't shake. Something was wrong inside her home, and living alone made every one of these moments so much heavier. There was no one else to check with, no one else to confirm what she was seeing or feeling. But here's the thing, she might not have been as alone as she thought. One night, she woke up to a noise in her bedroom, and the camera caught this.
Obviamente no me voy a levantar a ver qué es, pero tengo miedo, estoy temblando del miedo. Si pasa... No mames. No mames. Creo que hay alguien atrás de la puerta. O algo. Tengo miedo. Tengo miedo.
Tal vez era mi imaginación, no miré mal. Pero salí corriendo de ahí porque ya no puedo. Ya no puedo. Ya no sé qué hacer. Son las 4 de la mañana. Pero sé que había algo ahí, sé que miré algo y no estoy loca. No estoy loca. Tengo que entrar a trabajar al rato y no he dormido nada. Estoy nerviosa, no sé.
Now you understand why she was crying like that in the video that started all of this. Because it wasn't just the lights, it wasn't just the phone or the bag or whatever touched her in that closet. There was something else, something physically moving through her house late at night while she slept. And that's what finally broke her. That's what sent her running out of her own apartment in a panic with nowhere to go but away. So watch it again if you need to. Watch it as many times as you want, and then tell me, what are we actually looking at here? Is this genuine paranormal activity building over weeks until it finally showed itself? Or is there a far frightening possibility that the thing moving through Giselle's house at night was never a thing at all, but someone? On February 7th, 2026, a TikTok account called Paranormal Express posted what started as a completely unremarkable video. She was recording to show her husband she'd left the kitchen light on by accident. That was the whole point of the clip. What the camera picked up in that kitchen alongside the light is what turned it into something else entirely. A shape in the room, defined enough to read as a person, a body, a face, a presence, but with something about it that immediately feels wrong. The woman behind the account went on to say the figure resembled a deceased relative named Annie Berlin, and when the footage is placed next to a portrait of Annie, there is at least a visible resemblance worth noting. Some viewers are fully convinced, others think the whole thing was constructed for attention. but that shape in the kitchen, appearing in footage that was only ever meant to show a forgotten light, is the kind of thing you find yourself going back to look at again. What do you think it is? This footage is from 2019. A security camera monitoring a living room and kitchen in the early hours of the morning. The whole family was asleep. The house was completely silent. And in that silence, the camera recorded something nobody inside was awake to see. An empty living room in night vision at 3 a.m. is already an uncomfortable thing to look at. The green tint, the silence, the knowledge that everyone who belongs in that house is unconscious and unaware. What this camera captured in those early hours adds something to that discomfort that a clean, rational explanation hasn't been able to fully remove. Something moved through that space while the family slept. The camera caught it. Nobody in that house knew it happened until later. That gap between what was recorded and what was noticed is the part that lingers. Late one night inside a shopping mall in Colombia, workers going about their duties captured something moving through the empty corridors that spread across social media within days. The debate it triggered hasn't stopped since. Watch it, and you'll understand immediately why. A small silhouette running through those empty halls, shaped unmistakably like a child in a building that had no children in it that hour. Some of the workers who were present that night said it seemed to move toward them, almost as if it wanted to interact. Whether that detail makes it more unsettling or less depends on what you believe you're looking at. Paranormal activity, an optical illusion, or something else entirely. The comments are still going. Watch it as many times as you need and tell me where you land. This video started as something lighthearted. A daughter filming her mother trying to catch a rat in the laundry room, the kind of moment that gets shared for a laugh. Nobody in the room was thinking about anything other than the rat. It wasn't until later that afternoon, when they sat down and reviewed the footage, that they noticed something in the frame that had nothing to do with any rat.
I had it. There's this huge freaking rat in our living room. It's our living room and our laundry room right now. Oh my god. Oh wait, okay, let me try to open the door. Hold on. Oh my god, it's right there in the basket. Oh my god. Mom, you gotta get it. Mom, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm sorry. Get the baby, Mom.
On the other side of the door, pressed against the wire mesh of the wooden frame, a shape resembling a head, close, still, facing directly toward the mother and daughter who were already frightened enough by the animal. It hadn't been there at the start of the recording. It appeared at some point during the clip with no explanation for how.
So this is the hallway that me and my daughter saw the rat go into our cat door in our laundry room. For some reason, I never felt comfortable in here. I felt very, it's not surprising that we caught something in that window. Very odd, and it makes me feel so uncomfortable.
But Catalina later shared a second video that added more layers to what was already unsettling.
This is my son Jason. He is autistic and he is playing with his camera, which is in this toy car. This is a toy he used to capture the ghosts.
Just a few weeks after this incident, Catalina's son accidentally captured something on his toy camera inside his grandfather's room while using his wireless remote control car to follow the dog around the house. What's likely to make you jump is watching that dog suddenly bolt for cover out of nowhere. But for Catalina, the real chill doesn't come from that moment, it comes from what happens right before it. As the toy car rolled into the laundry room, a voice came through. No one else in the room, no one visible outside it. Then, outside the house, the automatic pet door opened and closed on its own, and a single piece of playmat launched off the ground and landed in front of the house, while the rest of the mat stayed completely in place. Not wind, not a draft. One piece ripped loose with force, aimed directly at her son's toy car. Whatever is in Catalina's home appears to be operating both inside and outside the building.
As you can see, when I pull this one apart, it's very hard, and it just flew up.
And it seems to have a particular interest in her son's things. She's watching now.
I like to think that it was my grandmother because she was always close to me, and I always felt like she was around me and protecting me.
The situation hasn't resolved itself. Do you think something paranormal is happening in that house? A cemetery worker was carrying out his morning shift when sounds started coming from inside one of the burial niches. He wasn't expecting it. He recorded what he was hearing and shared it, and the clip has been generating theories ever since.
Escuché un ruido.
Estoy acá sacando la cinta que recién termino de pintar. Estoy acá en un panteón y estoy escuchando un ruido ahí adentro. No sé de qué será. Yo estoy solo, me encuentro solo. No sé, escucho un ruido acá. ¿Escuchan? Puta madre. Estoy acá adentro y no hay nadie. Se escucha por acá. No sé qué es. Se escuchaba algo recién. Escucha. No sé qué será ese ruido. Se viene de ahí adentro. Voy a mostrar de que no hay lugar para pasar. Estoy solo. La verdad no sé qué mierda. Decí que ya termino y me voy. Ya me quiero ir de acá, che. Estoy escuchando de vuelta. ¿Se escuchan? ¿Qué mierda? ¿Se escuchan ustedes? Ay, ay. No, lo reparió. ¿De dónde sale ese río? Estoy solo, vos. Hoy estoy cagado las patas. Está cerrado eso. Oh, me voy a ir a la mierda de acá.
Something is audible from inside that niche. Some people listening to the footage suggest a trapped animal could explain it. Others point to something far more disturbing: catalepsy, the rare condition where a person appears to have died but hasn't, and what we're hearing is someone trying to get out. No definitive answer has been established, but the sound itself, whatever its source, coming from inside a sealed burial space on an ordinary morning shift, is not something that leaves you quickly. A father and daughter had been documenting paranormal activity in their home for some time, and what they were capturing wasn't vague. Not distant sounds or objects shifting slightly. Actual apparitions, visible, defined, appearing repeatedly in the same location, a hallway leading down to the basement. Eventually, they decided to conduct a direct test, set up a camera, position themselves, and see if whatever had been revealing itself would do so again on its terms.
Beyond me either.
I don't know how long you have to sit there. But we're going on.
Really cold.
Going on 14 minutes now. I promise you, because your sister's told me it's been up here all day.
Yeah.
So.
Don't.
No. Next time, Kaylee, I'll just grab it and look. Yeah? Well, don't look if you don't want to look, but just move the camera there.
Okay.
It's definitely there. Because I'm not looking, I'm looking at the screen. So.
I'm looking at you.
Shh. Go now. Up. Down. Just make sure we can see. I mean, that is fast. Nothing there, no?
No.
Did you capture anything at all? Because you were so fast then.
Yeah, no, literally nothing.
During the first attempt, something began forming in the darkness of that hallway. a dense, dark shape concentrating where nothing should be, gradually outlining what appeared to be a head. The father saw it. He didn't move. He stayed completely still, as if forcing himself to confirm what he was looking at before reacting. Then, during a second attempt, it escalated. A hand appeared in the hallway directly behind the daughter. She pulled out her phone and turned to record what was behind her. Nothing was there. The hallway to the basement had been the focal point from the beginning, and whatever occupies that space showed up exactly where it always does. The only difference is that this time they were ready for it. Whether that made it better or worse is hard to say. If you made it through all of these, drop a comment and tell me which one actually got to you. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's a good time. See you in the next one.